Joining me now, my former colleague, a lawyer, former prosecutor, and host of the Kimberly Guilfoyle show, Kimberly Guilfoyle. Kimberly, I'm quite confident I know how you feel about this, but take it away. I'm curious what your thoughts.
I'm very disappointed. This is a sad day for law and order and for justice in this country. This is not based, this indictment, on the facts. It's not based on the law. It's not based in reality, but it's based on politics. And this is literally just an unhinged desire to target Donald Trump and his allies, anyone even associated with him. And it's over this alleged hush money payments made back in 2016, Southern District of New York declined to prosecute, FEC declined to prosecute, but Alvin Bragg, a Soros-funded prosecutor, decided to go after the 45th president of the United States with a political vengeance, and it is absolutely outrageous. I agree with Alan Dershowitz. This is insane. I am wondering, too, if we're living in a banana republic. It's one failed investigation after the next against an innocent man, all because they are scared to death that he will get back in office and become the president again and become the 47th president. But this whole case hinges on unreliable, discredited witnesses like Stormy Daniels, disgraced lawyer Michael Cohen, a convicted felon, along with a very shaky legal theory surrounding campaign finance law. This case is deplorable. It's despicable. It's reprehensible. This goes forward to trial. They will lose this case. They will lose this case. Mark my words.
All right, Kimberly, step aside from your role in the Trump family for a second. You spent many years as a prosecutor. You know what goes on in these prosecutors' office. In your years as a prosecutor, was there ever a thought that you could make a case using someone who was a convicted perjurer? Tell me the role of prosecutorial discretion and how you make decisions.
Yeah, and that's the point. He had prosecutorial discretion and authority to decide whether to charge. He tried to go to a grand jury to hide behind the fact that there is no evidence here whatsoever, instead of like a preliminary or probable cause hearing. And in this particular case, you see him relying on someone who is a convicted felon. As you know, Greta, if I go into a courtroom, I can say, if there's a witness that comes up for the defense, et cetera, I can say, listen, there's a jury instruction about believability and credibility of witnesses. And if you find that a witness has been dishonest or lied in any particular instance over a material fact or matter, you can disregard their entire testimony. In this situation, we have someone convicted, okay, a felon, moral turpitude crime, and they're basing their state's case on this. There isn't a jury that should even listen to the testimony of Michael Cohen and hold it in any regard as a matter of law and jury instruction.
Yeah, okay, so what's the plan? Do you have any sort of inside information? Give us, is the president going to surrender? Is it going to be a perp walk? Is the Secret Service going to walk alongside of him? Do you have any information? Because, assuming it's going to be, assuming there is an indictment, I haven't seen it. The New York Times is reporting it. They say it's sealed. It'll be unsealed. Assuming all that happens, what do you anticipate, the president's going to do?
There is an indictment. The president will comply with law and order, and he will surrender. The circumstances and arrangements for that are being made as we speak. Of course, Secret Service will be involved and will accompany the 45th president of the United States. Imagine, again, that this has never happened in American political history. But those are the circumstances, and we expect that to happen in the early portion of next week.
Have you ever met
But I
Michael
can't tell
Cohen?
you the amount of emails and text messages I have. The amount of emails and text messages that Don and I have received about this, and the absolute outrage from Americans that are saying this is a total disgrace. This is going to backfire. This is only going to help Donald Trump get reelected. And it is a sad day. I am sad and sorry for this country that this is what we are dealing with right now in American political history.
What do you anticipate happening down in Georgia and Washington? Any sort of thoughts on those two cases, those two investigations?
Well, look, this is, these are political tentacles, across the country. In the Georgia case as well, nothing's going to surprise me at this point. I want to tell you something. This district attorney, Alvin Bragg, is a total disgrace, what he has done to New York City. Everybody left New York, Greta, because it is such a disgrace in terms of the violent crime. He is letting out violent criminals that have committed homicides, et cetera, not prosecuting the cases, reducing felonies to misdemeanor, because guess what? He's hell-bent and totally focused laser focused on trying to destroy Donald Trump. Ask yourself this: is this somebody fit to be holding office, that is fit to be practicing law, let alone be a district attorney? You're supposed to be the neutral arbiter of the law, of the facts, and apply it evenly without political belief or persecution. And that's not what we're seeing here. And we're seeing it in Georgia and everywhere else because they're after Donald Trump, just like they were from the moment he was inaugurated, and even during the campaign when they were spying on him way back in 2016. And now we're seeing it again and again with the witch hunt, with the search warrants, the FBI at Mar-a-Lago. It's never ending. It is nonstop.
You know, I try to, you know, I want the system to work and to be fair more than anything else. And I don't want people.
So do I.
Like, you know, I tend to be a little more Pollyanna
Trump.
You know, about the fairness. Okay, for the life of me, I do not understand this. The prosecutor down in Georgia letting that special grand jury foreperson swear people in on something like an ice cream popsicle or something bizarre like that, and had been at an ice cream party or party at the prosecutor's office. I mean, these are the things. I mean, it's very easy for people to lose faith in the system when you hear things like that. I mean, that prosecutor never should have let that happen. I have no idea what happens in the investigation down in Georgia, but it's got to be. It should at least be fair.
1,000%, but it should be fair for everyone, for every American. People should be afraid that if they can do this to Donald Trump, they can do it to you. And by the way, they can do it to the next Democrat that they don't like. This should be a bipartisan issue, calling for law and order and for fairness in our justice system in the United States of America, with the greatest justice system the world has seen. I was so proud to be a prosecutor. I'm holding my head down in shame at the disgrace of what has transpired here and the crime they're committing against Donald Trump. It is absolutely outrageous. But let me tell you something about Donald Trump, my friend, for 18 years. He is way stronger than any of them have any idea, and he is a total fighter. And they are after Donald Trump because they're really after you. They are after anyone that supports him. It is an absolute outrage, and it's a disgrace for this country. And I'll tell you something, he's going to fight this. I just got off the phone moments ago with Joe Tacopina, his attorney. He's going to do a fantastic job representing the president. He is appalled and angry about what has happened here. And I'll tell you something, you never really thought this was going to happen for a second, because they said, oh, we're going to be off for 2 weeks. Oh, we're going to be off, you know, for 4 weeks. The grand jury is not going to be in session till the end of April. Nothing but lies and games. And then they drop this fake, pathetic sham of an indictment against an innocent man.
Kimberly Guilfoyle, my former colleague. It's been a long time since we've been on TV together. It's been 7 years at least since I left our old haunting grounds. Anyway, nice to see you.
All right, you as well, Greta. Be well.